Welcome to Look Around Florida.
Welcome to Look Around Florida. I'm your host, Sean McFall, aka the Florida Man. When you join the chat, just tell me, just say hi, and if you're representing a SCV camp, a OCR chapter, or UDC chapter, I'd like to hear from you, and I do appreciate it. Just in case, most of you that do watch this show know me well enough. Anything and everything can fly out of my mouth at a moment's notice. So we have a disclaimer. This way it keeps my bosses and their bosses and so forth, so on, off my back. Respectfully. I like to stay out of the doghouse, but most of you know anything can fly out of my mouth. Literally. We got Bob Highball. We got Bobby Van Zandt, Jeffro, Marty, AOT Councilman Roy Hudson, DeLynn and Leon, Jerry Peacock, and Linda Hudson in the house. Wow. Man, we haven't been live for 3 minutes. We're already up to 15 people. Wow. Thank you for taking your time out today and joining us. Hey, Cameron. Hey, Annette. Before I bring Ronnie Nichols and Yankee Bob on, we do got some events coming up. Let me get those out of the way. We got this one coming up May 24th at 11 a.m. Eastern, the CSS Chattahoochee Mass Grave Memorial Service. I am planning on going this event. I'm going to check with the leadership up in that area to see if it's okay if I go live. So it is on my bucket list to go at this event. We got this event. It's the 20th annual SCV Mechanized Cavalry Annual coming up June 19th to the 22nd. Ronnie has some announcements he's going to be making on that. And we got this one. Hold on to your hats, men and ladies. The William H. Rollison Camp 2080 SCV invites you to the Charter Party celebration, the reactivation of the camp. Saturday, May the 17th, 2025, 5 to 7 p.m. at the First Methodist Church, 200 Northwest 2nd Street, Okeechobee, Florida. I am being at this event. I love seeing a camp get reactivated. Hats off to Brad and the guys over there. I'll be happy to look to meeting all of you face to face and welcoming you into the Florida SCV. Oh man, we got Al, Stidham, Annette Lindsay, Jerry Peacock, and Cameron. All right, guys, hold on to your hats and your trousers. Here is Yankee Bob and Ronnie Nichols.
Hey, brothers.
Hey.
Even you two. How you all doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Very
Cool.
good.
Well,
hi, everybody.
Well, Ronnie, if you want to go ahead, then we'll go into Yankee Bob, and he can tell us the history of Traveris and some of his books that he got coming up.
Okay. All right. I'll make an announcement for the 28th annual that Sean showed a registration form of. Some things about that. I just talked to the host hotel, which is now the Citrus on the Lake Boutique. And it looks like it's they've done some amazing upgrades and put a rooftop bar on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to get back down there since last year. Right now, there's 74 registered members, and we still have, a month ago, a little over a month ago. So looking good for that. there's still 4 suites left at the host hotel. The single rooms are sold out, but there's still 4 suites left. Also, Mando's, which is only about a half mile away, they have 15 golf carts. And we have 7 or 8 of them reserved right now. And there's still 7 left. So anybody wanting to get a golf cart for the weekend, I think it's $175, Thursday through Sunday. With the registration, so Captain King is putting the order form in for the t-shirts, and I need to have your registration to have you a guaranteed t-shirt in your size by May 19th. And that'll give us a month for the t-shirts to be printed and back to us, and let us get them into your bag, your goodie bag. And so May 19th, please get registrations to me. The schedule, a lot of us are getting there Thursday. Friday morning, the meeting starts at 9 o'clock. That's for the officers, and general meeting will follow right after that. At 5 p.m., we'll have supper. And we're going to have 2 different choices on the supper. You can have the low country Florida shrimp boil, we're calling it. And that'll be your shrimp, potato, andouille sausage, corn. And I think, Sean, you were talking on bringing some crawfish to put in there. So that'll be a excellent addition, of course.
Yeah, either crawfish or gator, either or, what I can get my hands on.
Okay. Yep.
Or
Crawfish,
cabbage.
crawfish definitely works. And then also, Mike will be making a some barbecue, different meats. So anybody that's allergic to shellfish or anything like that, we'll also have a selection of barbecue meats, thanks to our Metcalf brother. After the supper, 7 o'clock, we will have the Tommy Rocks Band, which is a Leonard Skinner cover band. And a lot of us have seen him before. And it's a 5-piece band that we've got lined up for y'all. And it's going to be a good time. This week, I just finished paying off the community center on East Caroline. And also, I got our event insurance, which does cover us to have our own beverage of choice in the community center. So we're all covered there. I think that's about it. I'll just wait to hear any questions and go from there.
Nothing's popping up. Go ahead, Bob.
The Tavares Civic Center, absolutely. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to having a goodie bag. The council knows, and I'm looking to now let the rest of the city knows. I was at a council meeting this morning, but you're going to have a great time in Tavares. It's going to be like Rifles, Rails, and History again. It's going to be that kind of atmosphere. You guys are going to have a good time.
Thank you.
I remember that event, Bob. I had a blast.
It's thanks to Bob for helping us set all of this up. Because when Cedar Key was hurt really bad from the last hurricane, that put a hurting on us to figure out what are we going to do. And Bobby Grenier, great person to know, he hooked us up, and now we've got this annual coming up in a month here.
And it's a beautiful spot, lots to do, from restaurants to bars to activities. Beautiful civic center. You guys are going to have your meetings and the band and everything. You guys are going to love Tavares. You took a walk through it, didn't you, Ronnie? You took a walk.
Yes, thank you.
It's beautiful, and it's improving. Now the Woodley Walk is done around the seaplane base. You guys are just going to love it. It's going to be like Rifles, Rails, and History. You guys are going to be taking pictures at every turn.
Awesome.
Cool.
Looking very forward to it.
Well, if you're new to the chat, I just want to say welcome to the members of South Carolina and South Louisiana and Virginia.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more people are outside of Florida are watching the show now, Bob.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You'll be getting from Africa and Europe and all those areas. Out of
Well,
Mongolia, right?
I do get a few members from our Germany camp
There you
watching
go.
the show.
Absolutely. No, we're looking forward, Ronnie, to having everybody from the Mechanized Cavalry there. I mean, the city's looking forward to it. The businesses already know about it. You guys are going to have a great time.
Thank you. And the Hillary at the Citrus Hotel, she's been very helpful, and I'm thankful for
Isn't
her.
she fabulous?
Yes. Yep. Thank
She is
you.
fabulous. And they own the restaurants too. The Ironworks, the ice cream shop, Nautilus Coffee House. They all own all of those buildings right there, all those restaurants and stuff right in the building. And yeah, they're
Wow.
going to treat you real well.
Awesome.
And you guys will be up on the top of that Citrus bar, up there in that Sky Bar. I know you guys are going to be up there a lot.
Just a little bit.
You guys are going to be up there. Just none of this plopping into the Lake Dora, okay? No swan dives in the Lake Dora, please.
Hey, he didn't say anything about the pool.
There you go. The pool, there you go. No, that's for belly flops, okay? Oh, boy. No, that's great. Absolutely. And you know, Tavares was founded by Confederate veterans, so this just fits right in.
Thank you.
If Bob, you want to elaborate on that? A little bit more.
Well, Tavares and Lake County, for that matter, was founded by Major Alexander St. Clair Abrams. And when he came, of course, he was a Confederate veteran, famous in his time and from the war between the states all through 1931 when he passed away. He was very famous. But he founded Tavares in Lake County along with other the guys in the Senate and the House Representative at the time were both Confederate veterans, H.H. Duncan. And St. Clair brought a proposal to Tallahassee. And of course, between George Marion Lee and H.H. Duncan, who were in the House and the Senate respectively, had that bill enacted to form Lake County. Of course, Tavares was already formed. And, when you guys get here, by the way, Ronnie, I have a historic walking tour booklet for you, because some of these guys' homes are still standing. St. Clair, Judge Melam, who was a Confederate veteran. Both of those houses, the St. Clair's house and his house, are under construction. They're going to be restored to the original way that they were built in 1881. And a few others are still standing. Thomas Hucks is a Confederate veteran who fought at Gettysburg. His house is still standing as well. So I'll make sure you guys have that walking tour. So yeah, so Major St. Clair's a Confederate veteran. I wrote his biography. Founded Tavares in Lake County, and I think he would be very proud of events like Rifles, Rails, and History. And all we do, I got to give Tavares a lot of credit through the years. I mean, I'm just working on a book right now called Yankee Bob and Dixie's Land. I can't believe it's been next year's 25 years dealing with my Confederate friends, and having just a blast in the time of my life. And I thought, it's time to write that book. I can't believe 25 years. And I just finished a slideshow today that I'm going to present to all the different camps about Yankee Bob and Dixie's Land, or I call it also Yankee Bob's Greatest Hits. So anyways, I'm putting that together, and it'll tell all the stories of not only Rifles, Rails, and History, but the General Edmund Kirby Smith statue, all the events that I've participated with you, from the memorials on up. And, I spent 17 years as the Lake County Historic Society museum curator and president. I'm sure Jerry Peacock and many of them who's listening right now can tell you, I had exhibits. I had Confederate flags, all the Confederate flags hanging from the rafters next to the doors. I must have had at least 8 or 9 Confederate-related exhibits in that museum for all those years. I operated that museum there. So there's a lot to tell, Yankee Bob and Dixie's Land, but I love all of you. and participating in all your events through the years, from Lee Jackson to parades, to memorial services. Just a wonderful time.
Awesome.
Cool. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
you guys are so much fun. And I just got back from a book tour up north in Yankee Land, and I gave 6 talks up there. And their questions were, why, Bob? Well, I mean, why? Now, mind you, they're very supportive. They love the whole idea, but their basic question was why, and that I do get involved heavily. It's not just on occasion. The thing is, you guys know, I'm always at your events. But that was the question at every single talk, is why, Bob? And basically, I think when I came across the Captain Haynes, who also, a replica of his house is still standing. He fought with J.J. Dickinson. When I came across his home that was built in 1871, then I kept an open mind. I started studying. I thought I'd write a book about this guy. And that's when I started learning a word that Jerry used on my radio show a couple of weeks ago. I started learning the truth. And that truth really inspired me to get involved with the Sons and Daughters of the Confederacy. And from that point on, I started to learn that you guys are also getting a very bad rap that I don't like. And so, if you're going to do something negative, like what would happen with the statue of General Kirby Smith, you're going to get a fight from Yankee Bob, because I'm going to defend my Confederate friends to the end.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're awesome. You're awesome.
Guys, don't hesitate. You can ask either Ronnie or Yankee Bob questions. They're not shy. If they wouldn't be on this show.
Well, and the funny thing is, I know I always get it all the time. Rifles, rails, and history. You got to bring it back. You got to bring it back. I'm having a pictorial right now. I'm almost there. I'm putting pictures into a book, and that's one of the 3 trilogy books I'm writing. One, of course, is called Statue Wars, which is the whole 8-year saga right now with the General and Kirby Smith statue, which I'm not giving up on yet. I should know something soon. Of course, Yankee Bob and Dixie's Land, and of course, Rifles, Rails, and History, a pictorial souvenir book. It's a kind of a trilogy of books, along with my first book on the life. It's a novel, but based on the life of Captain Haynes. Dickinson and all those people are going to be in there. But Rifles, Rails, and History, I got the souvenir pictorial coming out. You don't know how I keep saying to myself, one more time. Do it one more time.
Yes.
And because I'll tell you something about Rifles, Rails, and History. We can't underestimate how huge that was for the South. When you see big, gigantic flags draping from what is now the Citrus on the Lake Hotel, everything there for 5 years. To me, in an urban setting like that, you're talking miles square, to have an actual living history, encampment, battles, shows, the whole bit. And it was over, actually not just a 2-day event, it was a 4-day event. And to have that you can't underestimate how huge that was in the promotion of Southern heritage. And everybody loved it. I mean, we got no complaints that Confederate flags were hanging everywhere, including giant ones hanging from the Citrus Hotel. So if I was younger.
Hey, Bob, when Captain David King first introduced me to you, we were in a little historic library there.
Research Center, yeah.
The Research Center, thank you. And I sent Sean a picture of what you have on the wall of Rifles, Rails, and History.
Yeah.
And was that like a flyer that was put out for everybody, or what was
that was kind of that was the 2013 one. So every year there was a flyer, and I got to tell everybody, and a lot of people don't know, but I still have Tupperwares full of unused shirts. I keep saying I've got all these Rifles that weren't sold then that are still packed away nicely in Tupperware, souvenir programs and mugs and all sorts of stuff still left over from Rifles. But that's what that was. That was the cover of one of the flyers, the promotional posters that you saw there. They were pretty similar, except for the 5th year when we totally changed the flyer.
I'll tell you what, if you're going to have the right crowd there in a month. If you want to bring that stuff out, I bet a lot of it would still sell.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I mean, they're classic. Yeah, the
Yep.
Rifles, Rails, and History T-shirts are classic. I think we have um, two different style pictures on the front. So yeah, they're classic, and like I said, I still got a lot of them that just never sold. I stuffed them, they're folded nicely and still packaged in Tupperware, and they're sitting here and what have you. I try
How
not
about
look at them because it might inspire me to get Rifles, Rails, and History going again.
Yep.
Especially
Yep.
since we're in a period of time, Sean and Ronnie, that we're in a period of time there. I think there's a change. Me, Bob, and Jerry talked about this on the radio. I think I'm seeing there's going to be a little. We're going to win. We're coming back, and things going to happen positive for the sons and daughters of the Confederacy.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. With talk with different camp commanders and brigade commanders throughout the state, some camps have seen an uptake in membership,
Yes.
which is good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Since all this political stuff is done and over with, and people are not afraid to hoist up the flag of their fathers
Yeah.
or ancestors.
Yeah. Absolutely. And my whole thing is, like I say, when I finished it, I mean, this slide, I've been working on this slideshow, Yankee Bob and Dixie's Land, and I'm reminiscing through the years at all the things, people like Jerry Peacock. I'm going through pictures for 25 years, and he's like in so many of these pictures, that I'm going through. But putting these into a slideshow and picking out which ones are going to go into a book, I'll tell you something, and I can't believe how often I was involved with the South, but they were just such wonderful events. From the Lee Jackson to the Jefferson Davis picnics to Confederate Memorial Days to all the reenactments, I just absolutely loved being part of it. And something, the funny thing is, and I write about this, I'm writing about this, that I didn't pay attention back before I moved to Florida and discovered a Woodley House, because maybe there's a picture of my dad over here you'll see up on the wall.
Yeah.
He used to wear a Confederate kepi and used to have a little First Tennessee Volunteers haversack that he used to wear up in Chicago. He used to wear, and I never asked him about it until after I discovered the Woodley House and started meeting Harry Hurst and all these people originally of Camp 741. I went back home and I talked to my dad and I asked him, Dad, why didn't you tell me about your interest and why you thought you were a Confederate by heart and what have you? He says, well, I was too busy going to Three Dog Night and Grand Funk Railroad concerts, And but he's the one that's why I dedicate this library to him, because he was a big Confederate. He used to wear this Confederate kepi. And when he made his first wooden carving of Robert E. Lee, I remember my mom and dad holding this big, huge party. And this is suburban Chicago. And everybody's coming decked out in Confederate clothing and Southern Belle dresses and the whole bit. And I just didn't pick up on it until I moved to Florida.
Awesome.
He was an inspiration. My dad was an inspiration. And I just wish I would have paid more attention when I lived in Chicago to why he always wore a Confederate kepi.
Yep.
Sean and I both lost our dads not too long ago. Sean's more recent. And it was my father, too, that got me involved. We actually joined the Kirby Smith camp up in Jacksonville, Florida, back in 2006 and 7. And Dad moved back to Ohio for a few years. And I stayed here, but without Dad here, I just wasn't into my history as much as I was when he was here.
Yeah.
Then he passed away in 2018, and it's like, I've got to get back into it. And I rejoined the Kirby Smith camp, and very thankful. Now I've moved, and I'm getting ready to move again. And I'll be coming a little bit closer to y'all's way. I'm going about 20 minutes north of Gainesville in Brooker, Florida. So I'm looking forward to getting involved out there in the rural part and get out of the city here of St. Augustine.
Absolutely. And I hope your numbers in the camps and the chapters of UDC and OCR, I hope they go up. I hope it's time. I think, again, there's a change going on. And I'll tell you something, I'm going to stay in with you guys. people ask me all the time because I didn't really, until I stumbled on the Captain Haynes house around 2000, 2001, 24, 25 years ago. I was already moved here from Chicago since 85. So I was already here for 15 years. But still, when people ask me, what is the best part of your move to Florida? What is the best part? I says, meeting the Southern Confederates.
No way.
Absolutely has to be the biggest thing that really happened to me was meeting the Southern Confederates here and getting involved with them and
You're
stuff.
awesome.
So,
Yep.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome, Ronnie.
Well, Bob, I want to show you a picture of something me and Ronnie did together just about a year ago. We met up in Anderson, South Carolina, where Ronnie's dad is originally from.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and visited my Confederate ancestor. And we cleaned his grave, we cleaned a total of 5 other Confederate ancestors of mine in one cemetery.
Yes.
Wow.
Remember that one, Ronnie?
I do. A really small world. That where my dad was born was actually on what he always called the McFall plantation. So my dad was born on Sean's ancestry's land.
That's
Very
wonderful.
cool.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't know who's all in your audience right now, but I'll tell you, people like going through these 25 years of pictures, Annette was Lindsay. Oh, she's in so many pictures there, which is wonderful. Annette Lindsay is there. And like I was mentioning before, Jerry Peacock, there's a picture that, just went viral for the day when I was up in Madison in 2007 at the Lee Jackson banquet there. And I didn't know, but I had dark hair. I was thin, and I walked up to where Clement Lindsay was sitting, and he turned around and he gave me the bird because it was wrapped up and stuff, and he couldn't, and it was stuck straight up. Well, somebody snapped a picture of that, and it went viral all over Confederate land back in the days of how you can, before all this stuff. But until today, the great Clement Lindsay's bird incident of 2007, and so the memories. But yeah, Annette, boy, she's in so many of those pictures that I said, oh, that's to see some of these pictures brought back so many memories through the years. I can't believe it's been 25 years. And Annette, if you're out there, it's just lots and lots of pictures that you were in all these activities stuff. We had good times. When I first started out, I'm still having good times, but there were some really good times.
Yeah. Annette is in the chat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we call her Giggles, because I'm sure she's giggling right now.
Man, I'll tell you, giggles is a good word for that. Because you always knew if Annette, you don't have to ever ask when you attend something if Annette's there, because if you hear the laugh, she's there. Oh, Annette's here. Yeah.
She's the state president for the Order of Confederate Rose now.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Speaking of the Confederate Rose, Cameron just gave us some big news. Camp 703 in Quincy is starting the OCR chapter, Mary Martha Reed chapter 9, very soon.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Cameron, and the ladies up there in
wonderful.
Quincy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Cameron's working hard up there in Tallahassee area.
So, well, we got Bob and Ronnie here. Ask questions. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Bob, I know Bob Highball and Jerry Peak really enjoyed the radio show they did with you.
Absolutely. And I saw that you had the picture on your opening monologue thing of pictures there, and I included that
Can
as
you hear
well
him,
in
Ronnie?
my Yankee Bob in Dixieland's book and slideshow as well. And we're going to actually have them back on as well. We're going to get them rescheduled after like the convention, so they can review the convention.
Hey, Bob, question. Is it true that Union veterans helped build Tavares and Confederate veterans helped build Eustis?
What it was, well, Tavares was already there basically. I mean, Eustis was a community as well. But what happened was Eustis became an area for the Grand Army of the Republic. And they sought out um, Tavares, the Confederate veterans of Tavares. And I'll tell you something, a big friendship grew between the Grand Army of the Republic and Eustis and the United Confederate veterans in Tavares. Matter of fact, the St. Clair Adams House was where they met. And it's the same for Kissimmee, Florida, and St. Cloud. St. Cloud was formed in Osceola County for the Grand Army of the Republic, Union veterans, and the veterans of Kissimmee were Confederate veterans, and they worked hand in hand with each other. Not only because, like St. Cloud, let's take St. Cloud. The Kissimmee veterans, while those houses were being built, the Kissimmee veterans had tents for them and food, all sorts of stuff. It really worked out well. But yes, Ron, you're right. That's how it worked in Tavares. Tavares was Confederate veterans and Eustis was Union veterans, and they blended well. As a matter of fact, there was a letter in a 1912 Confederate Veteran magazine written by the Grand Army of the Republic commander of Eustis, who just complimented H.H. Duncan, who is the commander of the United Confederate Veterans. Actually, he was the Florida Division commander when he passed away, was H.H. Duncan. When he passed away in 1920, he was the Florida Division commander. And so he just had nothing. He wrote a letter to the Confederate Veteran magazine and just said how wonderful the Confederate veterans of Tavares were in helping them with all their projects, their fundraising, their homes. So absolutely good question, Ronnie.
Thank you. Wow.
Very good question. Yeah. See, I got Stonewall behind me.
Love it.
Yeah, my dad had that hanging in his room. He had a Civil War room back in suburban Chicago and the sword. But yeah, that's my dad had that hanging in there. And when I had put the library into my home, I had to hang that thing there. Did we lose Sean, Ronnie?
I was thinking the same thing.
I was thinking, where's Sean?
We
We're
can
going to
do
change the show's name now to Ronnie and Bobby. Okay. And then maybe we'll have some ice cream too. We'll have an ice cream brand too. The Ronnie and Bobby show, right?
Oh,
So,
he's rejoining.
yeah, he's trying to get back on, but should we let him back on?
Oh, yeah, we'll think about it.
We'll think about it. But yes, I'm really looking, Ronnie, get a hold of me as the Mechanized Cavalry Convention gets closer. Get a hold of me. I want to make sure, if there's anybody you want to see, Ahmad and Hillary and her husband, Dave, Debbie over at who's obviously in charge of the Civic Center, which you call the community building there. If you want me to, again, are you going to come early, by the way?
I am coming in a day early on Wednesday. So yes, I will definitely.
Okay, get with me. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Absolutely, get with me as soon as you get here. We'll take you around. I'll get you with some of the elected officials and some of the people. I want to introduce you to the city administrator, our economic development director, who's going to play a big role in this. So, anyways, yeah, get a hold of me as soon as you get here on Wednesday. And who's popping in there? Is that Sean? Sean,
Yeah.
we just took over the show there, buddy.
Hey, Sean, what are you doing here?
He probably doesn't. I don't know if he knows he was gone. Hey, Sean.
He's still having technical difficulties.
Yeah, he's having some technical difficulties there. But yes, I'm really looking forward to it. So you said you had most of the rooms already booked, huh?
There's only 4 suites left.
Wow.
Yes, so we've got almost completely sold out. And
so Ahmad and Hillary and Dave are doing good for you. They're doing good by you.
Yes,
because if there's anything, you let me know,
I will.
you
Thank you.
know, and I'll make sure I take care of it. Same with the Civic Center. I'm really looking forward to seeing that band.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's their name? What's the band's name again?
The Tommy Rocks Band,
Hmm.
and they'll look just like Leonard Skinner and have all the stage and all that set up, and it's a good time.
Yeah, I think a couple of accounts, the vice mayor, the mayor, I think they were saying, and Debbie, of course, who the staff member was dealing with there. I think she really wants to come to the Civic Center that night to see
Yep.
them.
I remember when Captain David King invited her, and she showed interest. Like, all right.
Yes, it's going to work out good. The mechanized cavalry, don't be bashful to wave your flags or anything like that. Anything you want to do, I know it's more of a, veteran motorcycle type of thing and whatever, but just don't be bashful. Tavares loves you, and just like they did during Rifles, Rails, and History, so you're going to be fine.
Should I ask Hillary, if it's all right, if there's it doesn't have to be the battle flag, but a First
Go with the
National?
First National. Yeah, go with the First National.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So.
I'm back. I
Sounds good.
completely.
Oh no, we just
lost
closed out the show, Sean. It's
out.
done. Good night. Good night, Johnny.
Hey, Sean, welcome to Look Around Florida.
That's right.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
the Ronnie and Bobby show. So
And that's all right. That's why it's here.
yeah. Oh, very good.
All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm excited. That's next month. Oh my
I know
gosh.
it. I know it.
Yeah.
It's coming up
Well,
fast.
there we go, Bob. We got a question that came up for you.
Bobby, I can't see it.
From Jerry Peacock about a parade.
Jerry, good question. I'll tell you something. Okay, I was putting in pictures from past parades in my slideshow, and sure enough, yesterday I thought about it. I got a email from Debbie, who's taking care of the mechanized cavalry at the community center, because she's in charge of the parade. And I'm thinking to myself, should I get with Debbie and say, Debbie, it's been a few years. We always led the parade. Jerry will tell you, Annette, we always were first in line in the parade because we were so patriotic. The blue and the gray together with their cannons and rifles and flags and that. So Jerry, I was really seriously thinking of talking to Debbie and saying, what do you think, Debbie? Is it time we can come back, lead this parade again like we did? So it is a good question. I'm gonna, over the next few days, I'm definitely gonna think about it and talk to Debbie and see if we can get back. Because I'll tell you, I was looking at some of those pictures when I was putting a slideshow together today, and I mean, we started in 2010 in the parades, and we were going all through Rifles, Rails, and History. So we went a long stretch of leading again, not just in the Tavares, but leading to Tavares Parade on Independence Day. So I'm looking into it, So there's Jerry pricking my brain, Rifles, Rails, and History, and the parade, and all this stuff, trying to get it going again. And I don't blame you guys because Tavares has always been Confederate friendly.
Wow.
Yeah,
I would be the.
Tavares has so much history. With the veterans after the war and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, and some of their houses are still standing. You can't. I'll tell you something. I'm helping the Union Congregational Church with their 140th anniversary event, which is going to be in November. So they already started meeting. They had me and one of my committee people over to the church. Now we were talking to them, and I says, "Listen, this was built by Major St. Clair Abrams, Confederate veteran." And I'll tell you, they were receptive. The one lady says, wasn't there a picture from the inside on the 4th of July of all the flags, and most of them were Confederate? I said, yes, I have that picture there. And she says, that's what it is. This building, we have to realize this building was built by Confederate veterans, and they were proud of that. These two ladies that we met with a couple days were proud. I thought, man, should I bring it up? They brought it up. They're the ones who told me, wasn't this building built by Confederate veterans, this church? And I said, yes, it was in 1886.
Wow.
Yes, it was.
Amazing.
So, yeah. So, and I told him, I says, if you want, if you want, maybe we can recreate that picture. Now it's up to you, ladies. I'm just here for advice. But I would love to get all the different flags that they have in this picture and hang them in the same spots that they were on that 4th of July, that first 4th of July that the church was opened back in 1888. I think it was 1888 when it opened. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, another thing coming up too. See, I'm always thinking about you guys. Um, next year in March, I'm part of the Florida State Parks and the Wekiva Wilderness Trust and East Lake Historic Site. We're resurrecting an old ghost town called Ethel over in the Wekiva Wilderness. Now, for the last couple of years, the Heritage Festival has been a one-day thing. So I thought, I'm not going to really ask if the Confederates want to come out and put booths and dress up and put flags and do demonstrations. But next year, we're changing it to a 2-day festival. So I'm going to be putting out a Yankee Bob update, as it gets closer. But start thinking out there about, you can come out even on Friday night. I was talking to Don Philpott, the president of Wekiva Wilderness Trust, and it's going to be a 2-day event. And, setting up tents, setting up booths, do demonstrations, do things. And, Don Campbell, your second favorite Yankee, said he'll get some Union soldiers out there and civilians. So kind of like a 2-day mini Rifles and Rails over there in Ethel, which is the ghost town that's in the Wekiva. That's called Rock Springs Run Reserve. It's in the Wekiva Wilderness. And so next year, in March, it's going to be a 2-day event. And I thought I would ask all of you if you guys want to come out for a weekend and put out your flags and get in your uniforms and do your stuff. I'll put out the word, and you guys are more than happy to do it. As a matter of fact, I even told the group, I says, I was going to bring out the reenactors and they can, and the Sons and Daughters Confederacy. They were fine with it. Yeah, get them out here. So I'll be talking to you guys about that as the turn of the year comes around.
You've done so much for us. You can count on us. We've got a core group that travels from anywhere within the state. And as much as you've done for us, we'd love to, any of your ideas, please throw them at us and we'll be there.
Sounds great, Ronnie. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words.
Thank you.
Bob, if you have any events you want to get the word out, feel free to message me and I'll bring you back on.
Sounds great, Sean. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the only question. I'm going back to the chat since I lost sound.
It's all right. Me and Ronnie took care of things.
That's all right. Yeah, I'm just catching up with everything. So that was the only question that came up was the parade.
Okay.
Yeah, good question too. That's because we have them all mesmerized.
Other things that we can do at Tiberi's is they've got a big paddle boat, and I think it holds people, and you can purchase a food tray if you want as this paddle boat goes around. Is it Lake Dora?
Lake Dora.
Yep. And one of our Metcalf members used to, back in the day, was a paratrooper, and he used to paratroop from a helicopter or a plane, actually, down into Lake Dora. So it'd be really cool. He's looking forward to coming back to where he used to paratroop from.
Absolutely. They have kayaking, paddle, we could paddle. They have the sea. Somebody might want to take a seaplane ride. It's right there. You get on the seaplane and take a seaplane ride. So you guys are going to have tons of stuff to do when you guys might end up staying a week.
I know. Our highest in command with mechanized cavalry, General Kevin Stone, he is coming in on Monday and staying all the way through Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
By seaplane?
Yes. Not by seaplane. So yeah, he's making a family vacation from North Carolina for it.
Well, that's what a lot of the guys do when they go to these annuals. They bring their whole entire family with them.
Yeah. And that was the great thing about Rifles, Rails, and History. Because of the urban setting, it's not like being out in a field in a reenactment where, you have to go home or this Rifles, Rails, and History, the hotel was there, restaurants were there, swimming pools were there, the lake was there. whole families. It was a Rifles Rails History was a big family. Jerry and Annette, they'll tell you it was a big, huge family thing. That's what made Rifles Rails and History real popular. Besides the fact that it was in an urban downtown city dwelling area that just made it that very popular. So I think this mechanized cavalry gives a great opportunity for families to really get together and bond and have a wonderful location. You're going to have a great time on the lake shore.
Cool.
Can't wait.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm looking on the YouTube channel and from my St. Augustine camp, William Wing Loring, Lewis Tart's on there being funny also.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now we got 9 people on YouTube and 12 on Facebook. Currently
Oh
watching.
man, we're busting the charts here.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Sean. I'm usually on the other side instead of inside your show right now, and what you're doing is amazing. And
Yeah, I love this show.
very thankful. Yeah,
Thank you.
That's part of what's growing our numbers and getting the good word out there.
Well, and that's the thing, because I've been in a lot of members' shoes when I first joined the SCV over 20-some years ago. I joined it when I was 18 years old. I joined the AC Myers camp in Fort Myers, Florida.
Wow.
And I was new, very young. I am 48 years old now, so that tells you how long I've been involved with the SCV. So, and I've been in a lot of members' shoes where I'm getting the Confederate veteran. I see what other camps and other groups are doing, like Rifles, Rails, and History, all these stuff. It's in the Confederate veteran. I'm like, there got to be more to the SCV than just what I'm seeing locally. So as technology grew, and SCV chat came around, would talk with Harris and GCB about StreamYard. Got some ideas. I ran it by my lieutenant commander, which is David King. Then he introduced me to Calvin Hart and Kelly Crocker. Both ran the idea by them. They said, "Go for it. We need that. We need the up-to-date communication with our members."
Right.
So how's the convention coming along, Sean? Any updates on the convention?
Bob Highball was just on, and I hear somebody that's in the chat right now is going to be a speaker. I wonder who that is. Bob. Yeah.
A guest speaker from our chat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to the banquet. I got my tickets for the banquet.
Same
and
here.
the challenge coin. I saw the challenge coin. I said, "Oh, I gotta get me a challenge coin too."
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'll be at the banquet.
That Lee Jackson dinner that Bob Highball's camp put on, I really enjoyed it. You know, me and you sat down and talked, Bob, and the challenge coins and all that. The way Bob Highball's camp and the OCR chapter there put on that. I know the reunion's gonna be very good or off the hook, depending on which way you want to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great reunion. I'm looking forward to going to the banquet and seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Usually I don't do the banquet, but this time I'll be dressed up in my kilt.
I have come in. It better be here on time. I got myself a brand new blue Yankee sack coat for this for the banquet because my other one was looking pretty worn, battle worn. So I got myself a nice blue new jacket for just specifically for the banquet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you got a settler, Top Hat Celery, that lives right around Ocala area.
Yeah, Summerfield.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to work with him and get him scheduled to come on because I've been watching his little snippets that he does when he's casting brass buckles or making uniforms supplies and all that, and it's very interesting. And he talks about the process.
Absolutely.
We've got a question,
Absolutely.
Sean, on YouTube. Do we have to dress up for the banquet? There it is.
I would say yes because it is a banquet. Uh,
Period attire
yeah,
or
typically for the actual meeting part. Uh, don't quote me on this, but usually the division commanders like the business casual for the meetings, but the banquet, I would suggest try to look very well respective, just like our ancestors would.
sounds good. I'm very thankful for the it being brought to Ocala and Trenton. Yeah, I love camaraderie and just one camp getting to know another camp and just sharing what works, what doesn't work. And so having a 2-day event out of this instead of just a few hours at Trenton and then everybody leaves, I
Yeah.
really love this idea to get us together and share.
Well, and the thing with being in Trenton, because a lot of us here in South Florida would stay at the same hotel there in Chiefland. I love everybody in South Florida,
Yeah,
but I don't really get a chance to hang out and talk with the people up in North Florida that much.
exactly. This brings us together and should do good things. Kind of like the billboard program that our Florida ZEC. It's going to do good things.
Bob had this. Highball had this to say: if you're staying at the Hilton Friday night, come to our reception 7 to 10 in the restaurant. Food, whiskey, cigars.
All right. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
That Bob is a polished guy. He's got things down. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's got things down.
Well, speaking of our billboards,
Yes.
these are a couple of billboards that have been put up last month. This one was put up at the White Springs flag site.
Right.
That Roddy, I'll let you talk about this one because you hunted for it.
I did. I went on the map and I just happened to be on 75 south of Gainesville.
Yeah.
And my wife and I, and man, we passed it the first time, looking on the wrong side of the highway.
Yeah.
So we go one exit past it, turn around, and I'm looking over my shoulder backwards at every single sign. And I'm like, and I told her to go slow. I'm like, there it is. She pulls over and we back up and get a closer picture of it. And yeah, it was so cool to finally find it. And then Jeff Cotton from the Jubal Early Camp, he found the one out in Mariana on 10 West after Tallahassee. And then Division Commander Kevin Hart, he got us the location of the third one, which is just south of Lake City. So we had 3 billboards here in Florida, and I'm
Well,
hoping it's working.
I'll tell you, Ronnie. I saw the same one you did. I was coming home from Chicago, a couple weeks ago,
Yes.
and about 5 miles north of Ocala, something like that.
Yep.
I'm driving, and all of a sudden I look because it's actually facing driving south, but it's on the other side of the highway.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, I'm driving. I see Robert E. Lee, like 20-foot tall Robert E. Lee. I thought, oh, that is an awesome. That's the same one you saw, Ronnie.
That's the one.
Yeah,
Yep.
I said,
Cool.
oh my gosh, there's Robert E. Lee, 20 feet tall on the highway.
Love it.
Cameron, are you talking about for the Mechanized Cavalry Annual, or you're talking about the division reunion? I can message you after the show with the registration form for the annual, or Ronnie could. Either
Yeah,
or.
I've got his text number.
Yep,
I got you, Cameron. Thank you.
that's right, Annette. Whoop.
Ah,
I clicked on that one by accident, but good call, Jim.
Oh, is that Jim Odell?
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly, sir.
gosh. Hey, Jim. Wow. He had a regular spot at Rifles, Rails, and History. I saved it for him every year.
All right, Cameron. Me or Ronnie will message you after the show with the registration form.
I got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
Cameron's
got
doing a
that
great
right,
job with that.
Jim. Florida is a unique state. You know, just like where I'm at, I'm dealing with anacondas and pythons. Who knew that both of those would be in Florida?
I know Sean, you, myself, Jeff. There's a bunch of guys that are just going from one end of Florida to the other, and I love doing that, especially at the Lee Jacksons. And
Oh, yeah.
I was able to go to the Finnegan camps this past year, and then Kirby Smith. So two sides of the state there, and I got all the way down to the J.J. Dickinson camp at with Roy and Linda, and I just learned amazing things. It's really good to get around the state, and we don't have that fighting within that we see in different organizations, even within our own. It just really helps to have that unity.
Exactly, Ronnie. I love going to different camp meetings, Lee Jackson dinners, stuff that, because I get to meet people that I see chatting in the chat, and I get to meet them face to face. That's the part I love.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I know last week I talked at St. Pete at Stonewall
Uh,
Jackson, and that was they're great guys there. In a couple weeks, I'll be over at the Dickinson camp down there in Melbourne.
Yeah,
They're just I love going to the camps and traveling to the various camps. The people are just wonderful.
oh yeah.
100%.
Jerry, I'm gonna let Ronnie answer that one. Can a non-member attend the Traverse Mechanized Cavalry event?
Yes. Get a hold of Captain David King or myself on as far as registering. Everything that we have for registration primarily covers Friday: the meeting, the supper, uh, the band, your a patch, a T-shirt, a coin. Um, so yeah, that would be great if let us know, and because we just have to prepare for extra people. But yes,
Jerry, I'll message you after the show with a registration form. Hit me or Ronnie up. We can get you the registration form. Bob, we got a question for you from Dylan Anderson. When will the book be available?
Uh, well, which one? I got several. Is she talk about Yankee Bob and Dixie's Land, or Rivals, Rails in History, or Statue Wars? But they're all soon. A couple of them, Rifles, Rails, and History, is going to be out real soon. I've been working on that one, and I'm hoping to have that ready, probably published. I try not publishing, getting it out to people in the summer because a lot of people aren't here. So I'm hoping for a fall for two of the books, Rifles, Rails, and History, and Yankee Bob and Dixie's Land, for this fall coming up in October. Those two.
Uh,
Statue Wars is still waiting till an outcome on the General Kirby Smith statue for me to finish.
Dylan has another question. Will you be interested in coming down to the Arcadia camp meeting?
Hmm.
Is that for me?
Yes,
Yes,
that's for you,
Oh,
Bob.
absolutely. I go to anywhere for the Suns camp meetings anywhere. Like I said, I was just in St. Pete. I'm going to Dickinson camp in a couple of weeks, and I would love to go to Arcadia.
Cameron, I can answer that. Yankee Bob is in Traverse, Florida, which is over there by Leesburg and Ocala area.
Yeah.
It's dead central Florida.
Yep.
Tavares is dead center state. That's why Major St. Clair chose that location, because he wanted to build the capital. He wanted to move the capital from Tallahassee to Tavares. So,
Oh, okay.
All
yeah,
right.
because he wanted to, and he almost had it done too. He brought the governor down here, and because he was good friends with the governor, said, "Listen, this is going to be the new capital of Florida. My city right here is going to be the new capital of Florida."
Well, that would have been awesome because,
Yeah.
I mean, just like you said, Bob, it's dead center of the state.
Dead center, and he purposely did that. Had it surveyed out, so and that's why he purchased the land. As a matter of fact, June 2nd coming up is the 145th anniversary of him starting the town of Tavares. So actually, Ronnie, you're coming at a city anniversary year, 145th, when Major St. Clair purchased the property to start his new capital, the new capital of Florida.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yes, Cameron, I'm planning on coming up there. Lewis, which event are you talking about? Are you talking about the Mechanized Cavalry event or the Florida Division reunion? That way I can give you the best answer, or somebody in the chat can give you the best answer. He must be talking about the Mechanized Cavalry event.
Cavalry. And so if you're if I've got you all confused, so here with mechanized cavalry, we have the annual that the state of Florida is hosting. That's what's going to be in Tavares, June 19th through June 22nd. The other event that, if I've caused any confusion, is on November 7th and 8th, we will be having the state of Florida's Mechanized Cavalry annual, and that's where we'll be holding elections. So it's two different Met-Cav events that you may have heard me refer to. And then the third event we're talking about here is the division in Ocala. That's in what, 2 weeks?
What?
The Ocala, Florida State Division meeting.
Is that in 2 weeks or
Coming
it's
up.
next month?
Oh, 3 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, about 3-4 weeks, something like that.
Okay.
Don't confuse me. I confuse myself easily.
Hey, that's a good thing that we've got so much going on.
Ronnie,
exactly. Yeah.
Ronnie, I'm meeting with the city administrator on tomorrow. How many rooms did you say you already had booked?
If I recall from last year, I think the host hotel between the three separate buildings, but same hotel,
Right, same hotel.
is like 60 rooms.
Yeah, something like that.
And we have all of the single rooms booked out, and then there's just 4 suites. So we have 54-ish, 55, 56 of the 60, if I'm correct, booked.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I'm meeting with him tomorrow and the economic development director, and you mentioned it earlier, and I thought, I think I'll let them know that you guys got this place booked up already. So I mean, that's a lot.
Thank you.
That's a great job there. Absolutely.
You know the challenge that it was when a year ago being the Key West Resort, and now it's Citrus on the Lake, and everybody that we had registered lost that registration and had to re-register. That was a challenge, but we got it done.
Well, and Ronnie, and like I say, because I've been thinking about this, and I want to make sure you guys have the best experience possible. So any little thing, you come to me, and I'll take care of it. And because I got to try to get you guys to come back next year, So just you got to make sure that if there's anything, please let me know, and I'll take care of it for you. Okay.
You're so awesome. Thank you. We will.
Wow, I just did some math. We got 5 Saturdays to the division reunion.
Wow. My uniform better come.
We'll put you in one.
Yeah.
I thought it was even sooner than that.
Yeah, from this Saturday, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, because 5,
Yep.
that's when we'll be in Tavares. Yeah, those are pretty close together.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna be taking over the Ocala area in the month of June. Bad. So, Bob, you got anything else going on up there?
Well, I mean, with other things, a lot of other historical stuff besides with the sons and daughters of Southern thing. But I always try to bring the South into everything that I do. Right now, kind of the biggest thing right now is I'm looking forward to having both the majors. I was hoping the majors and the Judge Meelam House would be a little bit farther along there. And again, upcoming things besides the convention, the mechanized cavalry. I'm still thinking a lot about the 4th of July parade. With Jerry's, really kind of, I wasn't going to say anything, but with Jerry bringing it up, I'm really going to start giving this some serious thought. So, but
Well,
there's a lot of things that I have that going, museum wise, because yesterday we had, I'm a facilitator of the Central Florida Museum Sharing Symposium, and that's like there's 7 different counties who send the presidents or directors of their museums and historical societies, and we meet quarterly, and I facilitate that. And so there's a lot of things like that outside of the dealing with history and what have you. But I look forward to more just my participation with you as well, with the sons and daughters. That's my biggest. I look for something like that every day. What can I do for you guys? So.
thanks, Jerry, for bringing that up. Let me get that out there for you. Jeff was putting together a color guard for the division reunion. Ask if anybody wants to join flags and color guard with rifles. Call Jeffro if you might want to. Blip, 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 blip. Yeah. Sorry, Jerry. That's on me.
That's cool. That sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, Bob, hopefully tonight's show helped you out, getting you out there with more camps.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I hope everybody had a great Confederate Memorial Month there.
Yeah, I was slammed.
Yeah.
Big honor.
I spent more time up in the Ocala area than in my area.
Absolutely. For 2 weeks of it, like I said, I was on a book tour up there in Yankee Land, and one of the first slides I put up there was, by the way, in Florida, we still celebrate 3 Confederate holidays there: Jefferson Davis's birthday, Robert E. Lee's birthday, and we're in Confederate Memorial Month, everybody. That type of thing. And they were like, "Really? You still have?" In Florida, they still celebrate that. I says, big time. I says, right now, these 2 weeks, I'm missing a lot of fun events over there, and memorial services and events over there in Florida, there, because these are big celebrations here. In Florida.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this event. Bobby Van Zant, thank you, Commander, for reminding me of your event, your 5th annual picnic at Point War Veteran Memorial Park, 9600 Bay Pines Boulevard. This is a great event. I've always had a good time going to this one. Sadly, I'm going to miss it this weekend due to work schedule. But the park is literally right next to Bay Pines Vet Hospital.
Okay.
Boy,
Sounds
another
good.
Bobby. That's Bobby Van Sant. Hey, that's St. Petersburg. Hey, Bobby. I was just there last week. How fun.
Yeah.
A lot of Bobbies on the show today.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're bobbed out. All
Yeah.
right, guys, girls, people of all ages. Uh, it is that time of the night to say farewell. May God bless you in your ventures this week. If you're
Amen.
feeling down and out, check out Psalms 23. That's just my personal recommendation because it helps me out when I'm frustrated. I have a lot on my plate. Uh, so, with that being said, I want to take a moment to say thank you to Yankee Bob for coming on tonight and
You're
Ronnie
very
Nichols.
welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Ronnie, we'll see you soon,
And
huh, buddy?
I'll see you soon, brother.
yeah, very soon, in about 4 weeks.
Yes, sir.
4 and 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this charter celebration here next couple of weeks in Okeechobee, Florida. That's cool. Jim, I'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks. I already emailed the camp commander over there that I'll be coming. All right.
Oh, Ronnie, I'm going to need to get your email and your phone number. Sean, make sure I can get Ronnie's email and phone number. I don't know if he has my contact, so.
I don't have his cell number. I know David King does, and I can get it from
Oh,
him.
David.
Yep.
yeah,
I thought David
me
right.
or David can get it to him. Not a
Okay.
problem, Bob.
Good.
All right.
Good.
If you guys want to hang out while we end the show, little video. Till next Wednesday.
Yep.
Stay Southern.
My name is Nelson W. Winbush. I'm a member of the Jacob Sumner Camp 1516, Sons of Confederate Veterans. My reason for joining the Sons of Confederate Veterans after the NAACP declared they would destroy and remove everything Confederate in 1990, I decided that I would do all I could to make sure that people understood what the Confederacy stood for.